Hey everybody, Eric from Collect and Reflect here. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign. This is a campaign that launched on November 2nd. For anybody who pre-ordered the new Call of Duty game, that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. If you pre-ordered this in digital format, then you were able to preload all of the campaign missions on November 1st to be able to play them on November 2nd and get your first impressions on what this game is about. So I want to talk a little bit about the campaign missions. I have personally gone ahead and played through the full campaign of Modern Warfare 3 for Call of Duty. This game on PS5 that will come out, the full game will come out on November 10th. And I want to talk about my first impressions, give you some of my thoughts on the campaign. Is it worth it? Things like that. This will be a fully spoiler-free review, so if any of you are watching this and worry about any spoilers, no spoilers here. I'm not going to show any of my game footage from playing the game. Any footage you see here will be things that were shown in previous trailers and things like that. So without further ado, like I said, I did go ahead and I've pre-ordered this game since I want to fully review it for everybody, and I went ahead and preloaded it on November 1st, and on November 2nd I went ahead and played through the entirety of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. This is not to be confused with the old PlayStation 3 Modern Warfare 3 campaign. This is the 2023 reboot edition of Modern Warfare 3. I played it on PS5, and I mean, overall, what I'll say is first impressions, short, very short. I have seen estimates anywhere from between 5 to 10 hours on the campaign, depending on what difficulty you played it as. What I like to do for a Call of Duty campaign is I always like to start off at the standard difficulty, and then if that proves to be like really just too easy, then I'll amp it up to the hardened or the veteran. I don't know that veteran is always unlocked right away. I don't know if that's something that you have to unlock after you have finished the campaign once yourself. I know it's how it used to be in previous games, but maybe it was already unlocked in this game and I just didn't notice. But yeah, depending on your difficulty, obviously it's going to take you longer to get through the campaign if you're dying a lot, if you don't know what to do. I went in completely blind. I didn't watch any other YouTube coverage of the campaign before I started playing it. I didn't know what to do. I just jumped in, and there's about 10 or 12 different missions in this one. As far as comparing it to previous Call of Duty games, I'm definitely saying it's short. 5 to 7 hours. 5 to 7 hours on normal, 10 to 12 if you're playing it on a higher difficulty. If you're somebody who's been playing Call of Duty for years, I have a hard time saying that that's not a disappointment. I mean, I come from a generation that, in terms of a Call of Duty game, especially with Modern Warfare, multiplayer is definitely important. Multiplayer, zombies, everything that the full game is going to bring to this package, to this $70 package, is definitely important, right? I'm going to play the multiplayer for, probably 100 hours plus, and zombies and things like that. But the campaign is important. I don't think that it should be, an afterthought. And that being, I finished it in just under 7 hours at the average difficulty. I'm going to go back and play it again at a higher difficulty, just in case there's any trophies or anything like that. But yeah, so short is my complaint. That's my top complaint. That's what keeps me from saying, hey, this was a fantastic campaign. The fact of how short it was really makes me just take a step back and say, I really do think it was too short. I think that, I don't know if it was just too few missions, because I think the number of overall missions is pretty similar to other Call of Duty games in the series, and definitely similar to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that came out last year. But the ability, the amount of content that was in these missions was pretty short. One night, I played through it all in one session and just, finished it all the way through. That being said, I had a fantastic time playing it. The complaint that I have that it's too short is really, is because I was having such a good time with it. There was so much going on. The story I felt was really good, and I enjoyed the heck out of that campaign. And I really just felt like some of those missions, could have been longer, or could have had a little bit more going on with them that would take you longer to complete. So, I'm hoping that they're bringing a lot more to the table. I mean, the fact of how fast it finished, it really screams to me that there will be some sort of expansion to that story, especially story-wise. We get a cliffhanger like we usually do in Call of Duty. I really think there will be some sort of expansion to that story for anybody who finished it early, and for people who are going to pick it up on November 10th. So like I said, I don't want to go into the story and talk about any spoilers, but yes, I felt it was short, but sweet. Very good quality. One thing I'll notice, and this is pretty standard for all Call of Duty games, the campaign is meant to prepare you for what that multiplayer is going to be about, right? What the new things are going to be about. And one thing I actually appreciate is I am not a Warzone person. When it comes to like battle royale shooter games in general, it's not that I'm not a big fan. I'm pretty bad at them. I've played some Apex, I've played some Fortnite, I've played some Warzone. Warzone in particular, I'm very bad at. It's not something that really comes naturally to me. I just haven't spent a lot of time with it. I much prefer the regular Call of Duty multiplayer a lot more, and that's probably just a little bit of age. That's a little bit of what I'm used to. And what I will say is, in this new Call of Duty campaign, they kind of integrate the style of Warzone play into a few missions. They call them weapons-free missions, where basically you've got a big open map and you've got some objectives to accomplish, and it's not kind of an on rails set path that you have to accomplish. So I did appreciate that. I appreciate that they were doing something different. Whether or not you feel like, hey, they're just trying to push Warzone, I don't know if that's necessarily what they're trying to do, but I did appreciate it. As somebody, like, for me, who doesn't play Warzone, I appreciated those missions because it kind of gave me a taste of maybe what I'm missing out on Warzone, and just able to, kind of a free reign place to practice those style of tactics, that style of gameplay from Warzone that I'm normally missing out on because I don't play that in those missions. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, if you are somebody who pre-ordered, definitely go ahead, play that campaign. Definitely get at it. If you pre-ordered, you're probably somebody, who's a fan of Call of Duty, and you plan on playing the multiplayer for a lot of hours. You can see on our channel, we've streamed the live beta that happened for the multiplayer. I'm pretty excited for that. And yeah, going through the campaign, you do go through a lot of those maps, a lot of the classic old Modern Warfare 2 scenarios that we're familiar with from 2009. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. My biggest complaint is that it's too short. I really hope that there is some sort of expansion to that storyline, to that campaign that comes out later. Whether or not that ends up being paid will probably be controversial. But yeah, something that's just 5 to 7 hours, I do have to definitely say that is a complaint of mine. I do think it was too short. Typically the campaign was considered to be like half the package, right? So there's a lot going on with this game. When this launches, the $70 title, there's the campaign, there's the multiplayer, there's the zombies aspect that's supposedly somewhat open world. So I'm still looking forward to it. Definitely check us out on November 10th. If any GameStops are doing a midnight release, we'll definitely be covering that. But just wanted to make a quick video. Just wanted to talk about the game. Wanted to talk about the fact that we played the early access on the campaign and finished it. Lovely game, right? This is next gen FPS style gameplay, all the while being too short, in my opinion. The missions were really fun. They were involved. They had really cool, kind of gimmicks and aspects to them. They involved a lot of great characters and storylines, and I enjoyed it very much. I remember, when I finished and the credits rolled, I was kind of in disbelief that could really be the end of it. But yeah, I had a super great time with it. So I do think that they're doing a good job with the campaign in terms of making it, fun to play. But the fact that they made it so short, does make me have to be honest about it and give you that complaint. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out that campaign. Hopefully they add some more in the future. you know, be aware that it is going to be pretty short. So, you know, maybe play it on a higher difficulty than I did to try to stretch it out a little bit. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. That's Eric here from Collect and Reflect. And hopefully we do a minute release for this game when it comes out. And we'll see you in the next one.